right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Defying All Odds Podcast with your host, Jesse, and my co-host,
Rafa, you already know.
Today we've got a special guest coming to you live right here at Columbia University's campus. We have a junior at the engineering school, majoring in electrical engineering. Please welcome Jordany Acosta Capellan.
Thank you.
How's it going, Jordany? Thanks for coming on.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
How you feeling, man?
Doing good, it's a good day.
Oh, there you go.
It's a good day. It's a good day.
It's a good day.
It's a hot day too. Hopefully,
Kind of.
Yes.
Hopefully it doesn't rain.
Hopefully it doesn't rain, but yes.
So we've been trying to get Jordany on for almost a semester and a half now. We finally got the man, the myth, the legend himself. So Jordany, you are also Dominican, just like myself and Rafael, but
yes,
a little bit different. You were actually born there. So you were born in Jarabacoa. So what was that like growing up, coming from the Dominican Republic and then moving here to the US?
So I'm from Jarabacoa. I know you're from La Romana.
La Romana.
And
then my family's from disabled. They live in Santo Domingo now.
Santo Domingo?
Yeah.
Oh, so
they used to be in the list in Santo Domingo, in El Seibo.
It was never Santiago?
No, never Santiago.
Oh, I thought it was Santiago.
No.
Okay. But where I'm from, it's like really high up in the mountains.
Yes.
So we are like Constanza?
Yes, I visited both places.
Yeah, it snows there.
Yes.
So it's really interesting how like
it gets
you go
cold,
there,
yeah.
It gets really cold. So it was beautiful. We have a lot of rivers.
Yeah.
So people just go out to the rivers and stuff. People don't do that here. Right? Do we have rivers? Yeah, like we have like, you're not gonna go to the Hudson and like.
No, you're not swimming in the Hudson River.
Yeah, you can't go to the Hudson and like just have a good time. You can't go there and like just chill. You can't do that. There, that's like a thing. People do that. Maybe not as big of rivers, but like really like, you go there with your family. So it was great living there. I lived there from until I was 11, and then I ended up moving here. So my mom is from Tenares, my dad is from Jarabacoa. They met in Jarabacoa, they had me, and then we just stayed there. My dad ended up leaving to the US when I was really young. I think I was like three or four. Okay. And then he stayed there, he stayed here, but he would come back and visit. Then my mom and I just lived there until I was 11. At 11, it's like 2014, we ended up coming here. To Long Island, straight to Long Island. And I think it's kind of interesting how like we chose Long Island because like
you're close to the airports right there when you first land.
Yeah, but you also have like so much before Long Island. You know what I mean? Like you have like Miami, you have Florida, you have all those other states. We just have family here, so that's why we came here. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I've been here ever since then. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you came here in 2014, and then you went from Long Island, and then from Long Island you guys moved to the city, or you guys are still?
No, yeah, I live on Long Island. Funny enough, like coming to Columbia was like my second time ever coming to the city.
Word?
Yeah, so like as soon as I came here, people were like, "Hey, like show us how the subway works." So yeah, I'm the same as you. Like I also don't know because I kind of just stayed on the island, and I think that's such an islander thing.
Yes.
You kind of just stay on the island. So I went from one island to the other, and then now I'm in another island, right? The city.
And what part of Long Island? To be
Nassau County.
Okay.
Do you know Uniondale, Long Island?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like in the middle.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Closer to Hempstead.
Yeah, close to Hempstead. It's like in that area over there. Yeah, so we moved, and so I did. I came here. I was 11, and then I did middle school, high school, and somehow got into Columbia. So yeah, it was interesting because coming here, like I didn't speak any English.
Yeah,
I spoke no English, and it was interesting because when you come in and it was like middle school. They, it's like bilingual classes. There's ASL.
Yeah, I was in
English as a second language.
Yeah.
I think now it's English as a new language.
Yeah,
because English could be your third language.
Right.
It's not necessarily. It's not your second language. So I went through that, but before I went through that, they wanted to make sure you like, if you knew a bit, maybe they would just throw you into the English classes. That way you feel like forced to learn quick.
Yeah.
But I remember I was like in the principal's office. With my mom, and then they just wanted to do the test to me. They wanted me to take the test, and then the principal came in. And he was like, "Good morning," and I was like, "No," and it was like, I don't know what I was like. No, it was so embarrassing. I just didn't know. I genuinely didn't know. I spoke no English.
Okay.
Like I didn't watch any like movies in English. Like I watched American movies dubbed in Spanish. Yeah, but I spoke no English, so I think that was funny because. there was no need to take the test. Like the look on his face was like, all right, all right, all right. Like don't even worry about it. Let's just throw him in the bilingual classes. So that was an interesting experience. Going through those classes. Eventually, like I think it was like halfway through the year. So I think I started September. By like March, I feel really confident. So the next year they just threw me in all English, and it was like a whole new story.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you picked it up pretty quickly.
Oh, super quick. I don't know. I guess when you're young, like it's just quick, you know.
Yeah. Definitely when you're younger, it's much easier for you to take in different languages and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, it was so quick. Like I'm trying to learn a new language now, and it's so much harder. It's a variation of different ones, like a combination of different ones. So I want to learn French first.
Yeah.
And then I want to move on to Arabic. Okay. And then I want to learn Mandarin. But like they're so far apart.
That's a long trajectory.
It's like a monumental task. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. It's like that's level 1, 2, and that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's like a whole different alphabet and two different ones.
Any rationale like behind like why you want to learn those specific languages?
I think I just like talking to people, man. I think when you talk to anybody, like every person you meet is like a book.
Yeah.
It's a movie. Every person you meet, it's a story. And I think you can grow as a person through talking to different people. And I guess you gotta have an open mind to be that type of person, to grow talking to other people. But I think I've been able to grow a lot through just listening to other people's experiences, and maybe thinking like, what would I do in that situation? It helps you sympathize, and it also helps you like learn so much.
Yes.
And I just love talking to people and like seeing what they think and what they think about certain things. And it could be the smallest things. For me, I think like the less languages I don't speak, the more languages I don't speak, the less people I can talk to.
Exactly.
Because there's so many people, like, you know how many people you could meet that you can't talk to in a very like fluent way, just because you just don't. Yeah, exactly. and I think everybody wants a friend. Like I think at the end of the day, people are alone. Maybe they like to be alone. Maybe you want to be alone. Maybe not lonely, but like everybody, no matter what they say, they want a friend.
That's true.
So I think like the more languages you speak, the more friends you can make, the more you can learn.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact. I mean, in college I took an Arabic class.
Oh really? Okay, that's cool.
I got like a C in that class. So I didn't try to like have a conversation.
Don't worry, man.
I kid you not. I took a whole semester, right? And the only thing I remember was the first class, and it was how to say my name in Arabic, which was Ana Ismi Rafael.
Ana Ismi.
So I don't know if you know that.
Oh, I didn't know that. No,
everybody.
See, I just proved my point.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know for at least Arabic, it's definitely definitely a big language to learn, and I definitely agree with you.
I think it's cool, man. You know, like the people that speak that language have great cultures. And I just want to learn. You know.
Yeah. I mean, and I think here, particularly in the United States, like and particularly us in our culture, it's brought up to us that like it's good that you know Spanish, but it's also good that you know English, or vice versa. You know, because your parents always like instill you like, hey, if you know 2 languages, you're gonna get more job opportunities, and more people are gonna want you because you can speak to more people. So it's very true. Have you ever thought of like, being that you want to learn all these languages, like have you ever thought in getting a career of like being what's the term, like a linguistic?
Linguistics,
I mean, that would be like the field, right?
There's a specific field of like knowing many languages.
The study of language.
The study of languages. Yeah, it's funny you say that, dude. So I started Colombia. And I started off as a mechanical engineering student, but like halfway through, I don't know what happened. I think I just like, I'm not gonna say I lost the vision, because I still think like mechanical engineering is cool. That's why I'm still in engineering now, even though I'm doing electrical. But I want to go to law school. I guess we'll get there at some point. I don't know, but I always knew that like I had a love like just language and just talking to people, like social norms and like what happens when you do this and that, and like how everything kind of just all works together. And I guess I'll ask you about the social world class, because that kind of sounds like my vibe. But like, so I thought about switching to CC here at Columbia, which is the school, it's Columbia College, which is a school of like humanities. So what Jesse's from the engineering school. And what I was going to study was going to be linguistics. That was the major that I was thinking of just switching to, and then using that as a way to get a law school straight through. I didn't end up doing that, but I always thought it was fascinating. I always thought it was fascinating. I almost went through with it, but I just ended up choosing.
Why did you back out of it? Like, is that in your mind?
Because at the end of the day, like I have two little sisters. Okay. They're 6 and 8, and so I thought, like I always also to myself, I always said I want to be an engineer.
Okay.
Even if I just have a bachelor's and I get like a professional license, I want to be an engineer, and so I didn't want to back out because I was doing that for myself. So maybe I can study linguistics later on, but I'm gonna finish this first.
Okay,
that's what that.
So you had a direction.
I had a direction, yeah, and I want to just keep with it. Also, my little sister, she was like, "Oh, I want to be like you when I grow up." So I don't like. How do I tell her that now? You know, it's like, it's like I'm not an engineer, actually. You know.
So it's like the motivation of like you want to kind of provide for them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you mentioned you do want to go to law school. I'm just curious, what's the intersectionality between becoming an engineer and then going to law school? Like what kind of law you're trying to get into?
Yeah, I mean, I guess people never really talk about it. In engineering, like people that do maybe mechanical, chemical, biomedical, especially electrical. Electrical is like the hot thing right now. Because of like semiconductor industry, like all these chips coming out, like Nvidia. Yeah. These chips are worth so much money, so much money.
Countries are going to war because of these chips.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Potentially going to war.
A lot of tension happening, and then like it's through these chips that all these companies are able to make so much money, like Nvidia's GPUs. Yeah, and like people don't really talk about like how you could get an engineering education and then do anything else with it other than not engineering. I mean, you could do like MBA. People do that.
Yes.
Wow. But with law, a lot of what people do is they go to law school and they become patent attorneys. So there's a field of intellectual property, right? So when somebody comes up with an invention, they need a patent on it, right? Because that's how you protect your invention. And you can make money off of it, right? You don't want to come up with an invention, have somebody else just replicate it, take all the credit, and you have no money, right? So
a patent basically protects you from any.
It protects you. It protects you.
Kind of like a copyright claim, almost.
So a patent is a type of intellectual property. So you have copyright, you have trademarks, you know, you have patents, and you have a bunch of other ones. It's like trade secrets. That could be some sort of intellectual property. So you could do all of those. But in engineering, my path is the intersectionality would be patent law. Okay. I would be open to any other type of law as well. Like I like corporate. I think I like family law. I like immigration law is cool.
I see you like a lot of things.
Yeah, a man with many interests.
I think you can like a lot of things, but have direction though.
Yeah,
you can have direction.
Because you don't want to be lost.
Yeah, like you could like. I mean, I could want to be like a tennis player, but I'm not gonna make it. Yeah, and on top of that, like, how does that align with that? You know what I mean? It doesn't. Like, I could want to be anything, but what's the direction? Yeah, so I think. It took a long way to like kind of figure that out, but I mean, I'm still figuring it out. Like maybe I'll work a couple years, then go to law school. I'm not going straight through. You know,
that's one thing I noticed that there's obviously been a lot of, I want to say, I guess, pattern to kind of like that transition, whether that's from Mechie to EE for engineering, or there's also that pattern of, okay, maybe I want to do humanities, but I actually want to stay in STEM, or that intersection that you want to find. And so law school, I feel like, is that perfect intersection, because you have people that in Columbia College, they'll be a math major, they'll be in poli-sci, but then they go to law school and then they do something more STEM related when they're in law school. So there's some, I see what you're saying, like interest there. I think going back to when you're talking about like with language though, I think I remember when I was little, they threw me in ESL class. And I was born in New York.
You were born here.
I'm born.
I always thought it was the funniest thing when they did that.
I'm like, I know my first language is Spanish in the household, but you know, as soon as I get into school, everything's in English. And I'm like 3-4 years old, and you're throwing me in ESL.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, when I was a kid, I didn't hate it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Because I was like, because again, my family all speaks Spanish in the house, and I knew English, from my understanding, was my first language. Yeah. When growing up, so, and I mean, in all of my school career, right, from high school and on, and elementary, like I've always took a Spanish course almost every year.
Same.
Same. I think it helped.
I did the same thing. High school.
It was always in there. It's like somehow they found a way to throw it in.
And I think it helps because, I mean, like you said, there's a lot of people that don't speak the culture, that don't speak the language necessarily, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it might be, and I feel like I feel like that's not a good thing, because like not only that, like it's one thing not to know the language, but then with that usually comes that you don't know that your culture. Like you don't know where you actually come from and connecting. Right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if you don't know how to speak your language, how can you speak the culture necessarily?
That's true.
And I mean, there's a little gray area in between all that.
Yeah.
But in all, I think it's important knowing where the base, having that base foundation.
Also, there's definitely, I feel that there's almost like there exists so much in between that path of when you're discovering what you're into.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is, you said you had interest in language and you obviously want to learn a lot of different languages.
Yeah.
However, it's not just that you want to learn different languages, but the purpose behind it is you want to interact with more people and understand their culture.
100%, yeah.
So some people will say, I have this interest, but what's the purpose? What's the rationale behind it? That's why I asked you that. I think it's fantastic because I can't tell you the amount of times when we both worked in retail and the amount of times when I was, whether it's in corporate world, internship, in a hospital, you name it. And there's a Spanish speaking family and then they get me to a translator to speak with them because you feel more connected and that your voice is heard when someone understands your language and your culture specifically.
You feel more comfortable, you feel more
exactly.
100%. 100%.
And not only do you feel more
100%.
comfortable, but you also, like whatever you're looking to get done gets done a lot quicker, efficiently. Whether that's in retail, you're looking for a specific item or size, it's quick. Whether that you're in the hospital and you need your doctor to come to explain to you what your diagnosis is when you're going to go home, whatever, that gets done a lot quicker. So language, I feel like it definitely plays a very important role in everyone's lives, no matter what language you're speaking. But going back to with like engineering now, like it's interesting that you kind of found that niche. I think that there's so.
I mean, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm only like 21, man.
Listen, Jordan, you got to Colombia already, so clearly you've done something right to get here.
I didn't get it.
Almost.
It's
2 stops on the 1.
I mean, regardless of your age or not, but like, to get to where you got, to get to where you are now, right? It's definitely a big step. Like you said, you lived up in the mountains in an island.
That's kind of funny.
Like if you just put it in that term, right? Like
I guess so.
Island, you lived in one of the coldest regions in that island, which is typically more tropical than anything else, right?
Yeah, that's kind of true.
So, and then coming in to the States, right? Specifically out into Long Island, a whole culture change for you. It's a whole switch up, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, what did you feel going from that switch up? Going from that island to Long Island, particularly. Like, how did you feel? Like, what was just that experience like?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we kind of accept a little bit, but I think it was very drastic. Like especially with the language. I think the language is the biggest impact because. Like if you don't speak the language of the place you live in now, then that's like you feel like a complete outsider. Like you could feel like a complete outsider even speaking the language in certain situations.
That's true.
Imagine without the language.
Without the language, I mean, like I used to go to the mall, and it was just like scary. Like, oh, I hope nobody comes up to me and like ask me where the bathroom is, because then I didn't know what that meant. Like, I don't know how to like approach. I didn't have any sort of like social like skill in that language, and so that was very very drastic. I think the culture was very different too. Because back in DR, like. You go to school, like this weather is nice. So like you're always outside.
I miss it every day.
Like you're always outside.
80-degree weather, sun beaming down on you.
Yeah, like and that sun is different though. That sun is like close.
But it's like it says 85 degrees, but then the humidity is like 98.
Yeah,
99%.
Dude, and it's close to the equator, so that sun really hits hard, man.
And
that sun is
it
hard.
burns too.
Yeah, I mean that sun is like you get dark really quick, man.
Imagine me, bro. I know black.
Nah, but like you're always outside, man. You're always playing. You're always out with the family. You're always doing something outside. And then you come here, and it's like my mom's always working. My dad's always working. I go to school. I come home. I gotta do homework. It's dark. Stay in the house. You know what I mean? Like
very different lifestyle.
Very different lifestyle. So it's very like, so it was so different in that sense. And then school, like meeting all these people. Like it's funny because on Long Island there are not a lot of Dominicans.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like there's like an area, it's like Freeport. I don't know if you guys know where Freeport is.
Yeah.
Freeport, it's a lot of Dominicans there. Where I was, it's just Central Americans and like Salvadorans, Hondurans. And then like, so my school was like mainly like 60% Hispanic, 40% black. Middle school, high school was about the same. And like there were literally nobody else, like no Dominicans. It was just me and a bunch of Salvadorians. So even in that sense, and I'm Salvadorian. But in that sense, like it was also like a big culture shock because I wasn't around my people anymore.
Yeah,
they couldn't understand like my story. They couldn't understand like my food. But it helped me like change and assimilate and like adapt and like make me new people. Right. So it was cool in that sense. But it was hard. I genuinely think I worked harder in middle school than high school.
Why?
Because not only did I learn the new language, like I think I was just working very, very hard. Like, just like it was like that shift. You come from a new country, you got to work hard. My mom's like, learn the language.
Put you on that path to, like,
Yeah, like my mom. I think my mom, she like supervised me more in middle school than high school academically, and I think because I was just working so hard.
Yeah. And what about your dad? Since
My dad and my mom separated,
Okay.
so then I was only living with my mom.
I see.
So my mom was for me. My mom was like my dad. My mom was my mom and my dad. so yeah, I live with her now. So she was just very like, just focused in school, and I think that pressure was just super, super strong. So it was a very hard time. Middle school was harder for me than high school.
Yeah.
And then I got to high school. I think when you have the foundation, everything becomes so much easier.
Yes.
But I truly do think though that like my high school could have done a better job to prepare me for Colombia.
Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of people feel that way.
I think so.
I don't know.
I think COVID helps out to play a big part in that.
Oh, I agree. I think COVID definitely.
I would say my experience through COVID was during my college career. So my first year and a half was no COVID. Then the middle part was COVID, and then the very end was like no COVID. But I remember leading up to applying to colleges. For my school, they were very helpful. They were very on top of everybody applying, going, learning, financial aid, all that stuff. So my position was a little bit better. But I will say in general, I feel like schools don't necessarily prepare you for college the way that they should. Because you always listen to like, oh, when you go from elementary to middle school, like, oh my God, it's so much harder, but it's really not. Like it's not much of a difference. Or from middle school to high school, it was like, oh my God, it's a big change.
Yeah.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
But high school to college, that's a big jump.
Yeah.
Like the difference of independence that you get from going from high school to college versus everything before.
Yeah.
It's so different. You get your hand held from first grade all the way to 12th grade. Right?
Pretty much.
Literally. And the second you go to college, that hand goes and you never see it again.
That's
You never see it again. And
Yeah,
I
you never see
think
it again.
more schools need to teach people how to be more independently focused, and not necessarily just independent, but being independent to the point where you can go and find the help.
That's true.
I guess because again, college, like again, you get thrown in the wolves and nobody's there to help you.
Right.
Until you go out your way to find it.
Yeah.
The second you find it, there's like 10 different hands waiting for you to just grab it. You know what I mean? And once you hold it, they're there for you. And then they won't let you go if you treat them right.
I completely agree. I feel like, I remember my high school, we had a decent amount of advanced classes, like AP classes that you could
I
take.
had a bunch of those.
So those are like the ones where you feel like, okay, this is kind of like a college level course. This is like, will low-key prepare me for college.
Right.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I agree with Rafael that there's so much that isn't necessarily taught firsthand. Like, I think, for instance,
It's like unwritten. In a way.
like imagine you bring a current college senior like ourselves right now to high school, right? And you're like outlining, this is my day. This is what I do. All the clubs I partake, all the classes I take. This is when I wake up, when I go to bed. And people are gonna be like, oh, so that's how that's what college is really like.
Yeah.
Because there's really no explanation of it, rather than just these are the classes you get to take and you choose a major and that's it.
Yeah.
And I think that more schools, they could focus on that independence aspect a lot more. That could be helpful.
I think for me, even not just the independence, I mean like the technicality of what I'm doing now.
Yeah,
that's
Like
true.
I think where I come from, like my high school was like a very like we had a couple APs.
Yeah.
Actually had a lot of APs, but like
I took one.
yeah.
I think we Spanish.
They have to like 6 or 7 in high school.
Nah, dude, we have like 20 now, I think.
Wow.
So they're moving up. So that's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
no, there was definitely a lot in my college, but I just wasn't.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah.
Yeah, so I think like you come from like a public high school to then Columbia. Like the kids that come here come from very technical high schools,
Yes.
come from
That's
boarding
true.
schools, and I think there's a lot of like independence. Coming back to independence, like it's a lot of self-responsibility. Like you have to like, really just be accountable and kind of learn so
Exactly.
much that other people have learned just in high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like these kids that come here learning so much more than me, and then the average like high school student from like in public high school in like Long Island or whatever, anywhere in the U.S.
So-
It's
Know
like
what you're going into.
exactly. I think that's it. You don't really know what you're coming into, and then some people think, oh, I'm gonna do electrical engineering at Columbia University, and it's like boom, reality check. You know what I mean?
Come back to really speak on that. Let me ask you this, Jordany.
Yeah.
So, since you grew up in the mountains in Jarabacoa in DR, and now
It wasn't that high up in the mountains. Like, there were mountains, but not that high.
But in Jarabacoa, what was like if you could go back right now and you're speaking to yourself when you're like right before you moved, and you're telling yourself, little Jordany, that you're gonna accomplish all of this, and you're gonna be at Columbia, you're gonna be in New York. What would you have believed in, like what would you think, like, your little self response? Yeah.
What would you tell your younger self? Basically?
Yeah. First, how would your younger self respond to it, and then, like, what would you tell your younger self?
Well, I think my younger self would be like, "There's no way you learned English. Like, there's no way. There's like,
I don't even understand you.
yeah.
That's like the biggest eye opener.
Yeah,
like, wait, I learned English.
You're like, you hablas inglés? Like, you speak English? Who are you? And then what would I tell myself? I'd probably tell myself just do what you think is right. Like, follow your gut. Because I think every time I followed my gut, it's worked out in my favor.
Yeah.
Whether that's school, relationships, maybe like the internships, like jobs, anything I've ever done, following my gut with a little bit of logical reasoning. Like, obviously you got to stay realistic.
Yes.
Just follow your gut and just work hard.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
it.
amazing. Now, and again with DR, right? Going back to that, because I want to learn a little bit more about that. Because again, I've never been to that part of DR.
Oh yeah,
right?
it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous over there.
Yeah, it's actually.
I think La Romana is more gorgeous, but you know.
No, I believe you. I think it's beautiful too.
Listen, DR in general is the best.
It's a beautiful island. It's a beautiful island. It's a beautiful place.
But I want to ask you, because you mentioned you threw it out there how you're a big tennis fanatic, right?
Oh yeah.
So, and again, DR is predominantly more about baseball, right? So why did you take more to that tennis side than let's say baseball, or like what got you into tennis to be more specific?
Okay, yeah. In DR, I play baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think growing up I played baseball. Until I left. So because like where I went to it was a Catholic school, yeah, but it was like elementary to like high school.
So K through 12.
Yeah, it's like K through 12, but they might have done like an extra year, so it was like really it's like a whole establishment. I don't know if you know Colegio de los Duartes. Colegio Duarte.
And it sounds
I don't know, but it's in Jarabacoa.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
And there they had like a training program where you played, and then they would have recruiters come check you out.
Yeah.
And then when you like made a certain when you got to a certain age, you go like down south, because that's where like baseball's better.
Right.
Yeah, all the academies.
Yeah. And then they'll recruit you.
Okay.
So that honestly was gonna be my path. Yeah, that's what my dad wanted.
Okay.
That's what I wanted.
Didn't move.
That's what I wanted. That's what my dad wanted.
So you were gonna go play with the MLB academies down there.
I think I was just like short. I was always like a small kid. Like, I'm not that tall, so that was always like a concern. But that would have been the path. And then I came here, and I didn't have that.
Okay.
Baseball here is just it's an American sport, right?
Yeah, I mean baseball is very popular here.
But like it just wasn't that good.
Okay.
Like in middle school, I don't even think I could play. 6th grade, we couldn't play sport. Like, I think baseball, I don't think I could. Actually, I don't think I could.
What do you mean?
Like 6th grade, I think it was, actually I didn't want to. I think I was so busy with like learning English.
Yeah.
It's like I'm doing nothing but school.
You just focused.
7th grade, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. I don't know, because those guys, I don't know, I just didn't feel comfortable yet.
Yeah.
And I got to high school, and I was like, this is my time to do it. I'm gonna join the baseball team.
Right.
And at the time.
Okay, what's up, guys? We're having some technical difficulties, but it's okay, We're back at it again. Jordany, please tell me again, going from when you moved out of DR back to the US, right? You were talking about playing baseball, and then when you came to the States, you didn't really play much anything of baseball.
Yeah, so you come, from playing all the time till then you get to like middle school here. I don't speak the language.
Yeah.
That takes its own adjustment period. And then I'm like, I'm not gonna play anything, any sport. So I kind of just wait, do school, get to high school, and spring comes, so then baseball time, right? So I'm telling you, my high school was very few Dominicans.
Yes.
So it was more like Salvadorans. I'm gonna say we are good at baseball. I'm sure you're good too, man. But our team was just not that good. And I was just like, I don't know if I want to be like a big fish in a small pond.
Right.
Even though I'm just not that good, but like I wanted my time to be in a good place that I would have had a lot of fun. So my friend was like, hey, actually, let's just play tennis. So he introduced me to tennis. Turns out I was pretty good. I got pretty good, pretty fast. Hand-eye coordination, like you're like strong. I feel like you kind of, when you play baseball, you kind of built for a lot of sports. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like
it helps a
I
lot.
feel like that hand-eye coordination is good though. Really, like from a young age, really helps you.
Quick reaction, all that stuff.
Yeah. So I just had a good arm, and so we started playing. By like, I started playing. It was like October or November by baseball time season. I was like, okay, I'm not playing baseball. so we chose to play tennis on the tennis team. I was okay. I did okay. Second year, I played first singles. So the tennis high school where it works like this. It's like first singles, second single, third singles, and it's like doubles. If you play first singles, you're like the best on the team.
Okay.
Because you like the guy that want to put up front. It's like the first guy you throw in so that he's going against the best guy on the other team.
Okay.
It's first singles. So I was playing that. So I moved up really quick.
Okay.
So I went from like second doubles to just kind of like
So what's
lower.
second doubles exactly?
Second doubles is like you play first doubles. You're like
You say doubles, you mean like as a pair?
Yeah, doubles is two people.
Okay.
Two versus two.
Gotcha.
So I was playing, I think, second doubles. So I was really low in the lineup.
I see.
Starting up, and then that second year I moved up to first. So I moved up really quick. Yeah. So that was fun. Because then I didn't know I could do this, right? I was just being myself. I just learned about this new sport and I was just playing it. And it's, I mean, I don't know. They were like, dude, how are you so good? Like, yeah. To be fair, my high school was not that good. The other high schools in the area were better, but that little that introduction just like helped me stay in the sport, like because I was playing with friends.
Okay.
I didn't have that in baseball, so I had friends in tennis.
So you got to connect.
Exactly. So we built like our own community. Like we were the tennis team. Like you know, like when you have like a group of friends that they do that one thing.
Yeah, right.
Like the friends were the tennis team.
Okay.
So we ended up doing really good. Like we almost won our conference on Long Island, which is kind of like you have like a group of schools that play in one conference, and it's like lower, higher.
That's pretty sick.
We lost by one match.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a couple guys in the team got COVID, so we had to like move the lineup. So let's say like if you have two guys playing, let's say first doubles, right? So they're like the best in the double sequence.
Yeah.
There's like 4 doubles.
Okay.
So it's like 7 total matches. If a couple guys get COVID that are like better than the guys on the end, the guys lower in the lineup have to move up.
They gotta move
so
up.
then like so they're gonna you know, if they're not that used to that level, they're gonna get cooked. You know. So we got cooked. All respect to the other team. Yeah. So we almost won that conference. So it was like a proof of like, oh, like, you know, you can meet friends in tennis. It was fun. So I kept up. We play like all the time. I'm in the club tennis team here. It's really cool.
Nice.
We got lucky. Yeah, they just built a facility like last year. So,
oh yeah, by Baker, right?
Yeah. We just play there for very cheap. Very cheap. It's kind of in the city. Like playing tennis in the city is really hard. Yeah, but I just love tennis, man.
Have you ever been to like the U.S. Open as well?
Yeah, dude. I've been to the U.S. Open. I've been to other tournaments too. Every year we go. So the U.S. Open has like a free fan week. I don't know if you know about that.
No, what is it?
It's like a free fan week.
Fan
week.
Fan week, just fan week. Yeah, so it's free. You can just go. Yeah. So you can. So you show up and you watch the pros play. We go to that, and then we go to matches later on.
Wow.
Last year we didn't go to any matches, but we did go to fan week though.
Okay.
So that was fun.
Do you have a favorite player?
Like right now or like.
I would say right now. Yeah, because I'm not too invested in tennis, but like I know a couple.
Right now, I mean, I think right now, obviously I'm gonna say Carlitos Alcaraz.
Okay.
But I think retired, I'm gonna say Rafael.
Rafael? Yeah. Okay.
So you know.
Yeah, no, I heard about him. Yeah,
Rafael.
you know, it's funny actually. I found him because one day.
You said same name.
Same name.
Yeah, same name.
The name connection.
No, not even that. Well, I mean, yes and no. But it was more like I remember when I was younger. You know how everybody would want to Google themselves? And see
Yeah.
I would Google my name, and every time I Google my name, he would pop up.
Rafael
And I'm
Nadal.
like, are you serious? Like, who the heck is this dude? But
Yeah.
The name connection right there.
Yeah, that was fun, dude.
Yeah.
I think tennis is one of those sports that like you're not just challenged physically, but like mentally.
Yeah, that's true.
And I've always been a fan of like hard things,
Okay.
like challenges that are not just physical
And
but
what's
mental.
the mental part about tennis? Like,
Oh, so all of it. It's I mean, it's
back and forth.
It's honestly, it's a momentum switch, like strategy, endurance. Like, dude, tennis at a high level is like chess at high speeds.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
It's very like highly calculated.
I think tennis is the hardest sport. Honestly, you could debate me on that.
hardest
Wow.
part in like
Ever.
Over like hitting a 99 mile per hour fastball.
Easily.
Oh, wow.
I think like a match.
over football.
Over-
basketball,
I think
baseball.
tennis. I think tennis is the hardest sport.
Wow.
Like at the professional level, high level.
Okay.
Like recreational, nah. But high level, why?
Yes.
I mean, everything you need to be
Successful.
just average at a high level, successful, it's like so rare. I mean, you have to have like, you have to be tall, you have to like move and be tall for like 3+ hours sometimes. You have to have the mental strength to stay in the match even when you're down. You have to have the so much, man, dedication. I mean, like a Grand Slam is like 2 weeks. If you could make it 2 weeks, playing every other day or every 2 days, 3-4 hour plus matches,
Yeah, because they're
and
long.
all that pounding on your body. I mean, I think if you could do that, you're a mentally very strong person. So I think in that sense, it's very strong. But I think the strategy is also fun. But it's like have you ever played tennis?
I mean, not in a professional sense.
Yeah, of course not. I haven't. Yeah.
But like I played maybe like with my friends. Like
Yeah. It's fun, but like when
It's a fun sport to
the better
mess
you,
around.
the better you get, the more you see like, yo, this is actually like super.
It's very technical.
It's very technical.
And I think
Yeah.
what makes your point, valid.
Yeah.
Right. Would be because for the most part it's a very individual sport, right?
For the most part.
For the most part, yes. I mean, like you said, you have doubles and stuff like that, and you do have a team backing you up to help you and train you. But like when it comes to the game in itself, it's just you and the racket versus the other opponent. So I think with that creates that separation versus like when people that would typically say what's a harder sport would be something like baseball or football, or soccer. But those sports, it's a team,
Right?
And the difference is like at least with those team sports, if you fall off, you generally have somebody else that can like piggyback off you.
Yeah, that's true.
In a way, so I guess
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying.
There's like a challenge, I guess, in between.
I think even like football's hard, man.
Football?
I think
like,
football's hard
like
too.
Football
I mean,
or like football, like
American football.
American
I mean soccer, football. I think is a little hard. I don't know. I think tennis it just beats everything. I think tennis is like. I think
I never heard anybody say that.
That's a new one for me.
I think like mental and physical combined. When you're playing against somebody that is able to like be mentally strong and good physically, it's like hard work beats talent.
Yes.
But like talent and hard work, how can you beat that?
Right.
I don't know. I think tennis is like that. It's like if you're able to be mentally strong and physically strong, then you're probably gonna be a good tennis player. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's why I like it. I aspire to like just keep playing because I help. For me, like not only does it relax, it's just so relaxing. It's so fun. Like I also feel like it keeps me like sharp. Like I feel I've never played tennis and felt worse. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So for me,
It's very rewarding for you.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like I like it. I feel like it makes me be a better person. I don't know. I love tennis. I just love tennis. I'm just rambling, but I love tennis.
No, I get that. And that's amazing. You have a passion for it, and in general,
Yeah, dude.
Just this whole conversation, you have a lot of things that you're passionate about.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
enjoy and you want to excel at them, and I think that's a
definitely.
beautiful thing. And that a lot of people
Not even excel, just be involved. Like I hope I could be successful so that I could go to like more tennis matches. I could go to because like tennis is it's like year round.
Yeah.
They have like Miami right now.
Yeah.
Actually, just happened.
Okay.
There's like no real off season, right? Like
I mean, there's like a couple of days.
But, like, it's
and,
quick.
It's quick. It's quick.
it's not like
There's always a
baseball.
tennis match happening.
There's
Well,
not
that's
like baseball, basketball. That you
No,
have months off.
No, bro. I mean, we have like the U.S. Open in like August, September.
Yeah.
French Open May. You have like Wimbledon is like July or like
That's a big
June.
one, right? I remember that.
Yeah.
Wimbledon is a big one, yeah.
Yeah, and then you have Australian Open,
Yeah.
and then you have like so many more in between. And like, dude, I just want to be successful, so I could just go to all of them.
Right, because it's not cheap.
No, it's not. And
my dad wanted to go to the U.S. Open back, and I was like, I bet let's get some tickets. Listen, bro, I think we could better watch it on the TV.
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
Yeah, I think
That and also golf. I feel like those like two. That,
golf. Yeah, it's just I think that's why, man. I wish like in the future tennis could become more diverse.
Yeah.
Because it's a very, it's pretty, I would say it's more white dominated.
Yeah, it's a white dominant sport. I mean, that's fine. I think
And there's nothing wrong with that, but like you said, there's not enough diversity.
Yeah.
I mean, not even there's not enough. Just want to see more. You know, like I think in DR we have a tournament. It's the Santiago Open.
Yeah.
Oh no, Santo Domingo Open.
Domingo, yeah.
It's like a lower level tournament, but a lot of pros go. Like a lot of we had a Dominican player like a couple years back. Forgot his name, but his last name was Estrella.
Yesterday.
Oh,
Victor Estrella.
Yes.
Victor Estrella. Yeah.
Would you say it's becoming bigger over there now? You think?
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. I think it hasn't.
Baseball's such a popular thing.
Yeah,
it's hard to beat.
We're gonna get it over top.
Yeah,
but like the same thing in like soccer, it's getting much popular over there. Basketball as well,
same.
You know,
and stuff like that.
I play at the club, right? At the facility upstairs, uptown. And there's like this older guy that I like to talk to.
Yeah.
His name is Gus. If you ever like meet him, but he's always talking like, we don't see Dominicans in tennis, and I was like, why? Like, I was like, why? Like, shouldn't they? He was like, you know what they should do? They should start playing that other sport that's kind of like baseball.
Wiffle ball?
Oh, cricket.
Cricket. Yeah.
Is that wiffle ball? No, that's
Nah, what?
crazy, bro.
No, but he was like, yeah, they should start playing cricket because imagine bro, it's big in India, right? Cricket is like in that area of the world, Pakistan.
Yeah.
It's really big.
It's really big, yeah.
Bro, you throw a couple of some big ass Dominicans playing cricket, they're gonna be.
You might be onto something.
He might be onto something.
Dude, they're going to be so pissed.
You might be onto something. You imagine they were teeth going at cricket.
Dude,
Yo, hitting bombs like that?
I think their contracts in cricket are not bad.
No, yeah,
good money.
It's very, very popular.
Yeah, good money, man.
It's on this like when it comes to that region of the world, it's up there with baseball and
yeah, in that area.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, like the contract, like they get a lot of money sponsored.
You know what's so funny? Last summer, the World Cricket
they have a World Cup. They have a World Cup.
You know where that was held? On Long Island. It was the most random thing.
Like close to where you're at?
Literally, like a park that's 2 miles from my house.
Wow.
It was like the most random thing.
We could go walking.
I didn't go though. I should have gone. I should have gone. But yeah, dude, Dominicans in cricket.
But
that's the new move.
So he might be onto something.
Yeah.
But you also mentioned that besides your love for tennis, you have a side hustle with tennis.
Oh really?
Yeah. What is this? Yeah. What's this side hustle like?
I need some money, so put me on.
Oh yeah. I just like, when you like back home. Getting racket strong is like, in high school, everything is very expensive, because I didn't really have a job and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
So like in tennis, strings break, right? So you have to string them and get the strings. So you need a machine, and like if you don't have a machine, you have to get it strung at a tennis shop, and like that's kind of expensive. I don't know if you have no money, like it's kind of hard. And I was breaking strings like this.
Left and right, yeah.
Yeah, like because I don't know how I just hit I break them really quick.
Go right through?
No, like so they like it's like they wear on the ball. So the strings are like mains and crosses, so they move up and down. Yeah. And when we hit the ball, that's how you get the spin. Like they move up and down. Yeah, but you're not gonna see it. It's very it's a very fast thing, and like also you have to
the physics of it is very
it's very interesting. But they wear out on each other, and if you play a lot and you hit hard, they just break. Dude, so I was breaking when I got a lot better, I was breaking my racket almost every 2 days, 3 days. So I got a machine, and I was like, you know what? Like, I'll just start doing this. So I would just train for people.
Okay, so you would like, so like you fix their
yeah. So let's say like you're playing your racket, your string breaks. Mm-hmm. You come to me, I'll just string your racket. And in my town, they were charging like 40, 45 for one string. I would do like $10. Wow. Like if I liked you, I'll do 8. Yeah. Like now I moved it up a little bit. Like now if I like you, I'll do 12. Regular, I do 15.
You ain't no inflation, bro.
But that's pretty good.
So for people in the club, like if anybody like their string breaks, they'll just hit me up, and then I just string the racket. Like the president right now, of the tennis club. Whenever he his racket breaks, he just comes to me. I'll string it for him quick. I have a machine in my room. So that's how I make money. Like I don't make a lot of money. I don't make a lot. Like it's good like Subway money. Like it's good like you go out, get some halal.
Exactly.
Maybe you go somewhere else, like go downtown.
Guys, if you guys need your strings to be racketed together, come to this guy.
Just hit me up. Yeah, I'll do $15. Yeah, I'll do it quick. Same day.
I think we as Dominicans, we just have that hustle mentality.
Yes.
Just trying to find ways.
What's our niche?
Make money in other ways than just your stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even the hustling though. I think I just like it, man. For me, stringing a rack, it's I'm listening to music. I'm just chilling. It's an excuse to take a break. It's an excuse to take a break. Cool. So it's super therapeutic. Maybe one day I could have a better machine, move up. Maybe I'll do $20 then. Hey. But
like I said, you're onto something, bro.
Yeah, no, I think it's good when you take your hobbies and you find ways to make some money and For me, it's also meeting people. So for me, I feel like my life comes back to talking to people. Like I just love talking to a lot of people, and so like when somebody's like comes up to me like, hey, my string's broke, I'm like, oh shoot, somebody else I could talk to now. it's like not only do I know their story, I know their racket. Like for me, I don't know, because I'm really like again like I'm studying engineering. And part of the reason why I chose mechanical initially is because I'm super into aerospace, but also like just physics. Like I love physics, and for me, like actually in my interview for Colombia, all we talked about was tennis.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like it's funny because he loved tennis. It was like a doctor, dude. I don't know.
Really?
I was so confused. It was some guy dressed up with he had the what do you gonna call him? Like he had like the suit. It wasn't a suit.
You mean the scrubs?
The scrub. He had the scrubs on. He had everything on. He was in his office.
Oh, like with the surgery suit?
Yeah, surgery suit on, and then I'm like in my room, and then the Zoom starts, and like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, what? Yeah, and then he loved tennis, dude.
That's crazy.
That's what we talked about.
Wow.
Yeah, so I love the physics of it. I think that's really interesting. Like the aerodynamics of the tennis ball when you hit it. I think it's really cool.
Were you ever interested in physics in general? Or
Yeah, so I had linguistics was one of the options when I thought about switching to CC. The other option was physics.
Okay.
Yeah, so I really love physics. I think that's why I didn't switch to linguistics. Not only because I wanted to be an engineer, I think electrical engineering has really cool physics. So that alone, it's like, I get everything in one degree. It's the coolest thing. So
that's amazing,
yeah,
bro.
so yeah,
amazing,
yeah.
bro. Like I said, like at the end of the day, you started from, like I said, in the yard, doing your thing.
In the mountains.
in the mountains, in the island,
Low
to
key.
where you are today.
Yeah.
So like obviously you definitely have grown and made things, made yourself to who you are today through your personality and the things that you love. So that's amazing.
So
Yeah.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
I mean, all in all, I think for the most part, your love for tennis kind of like, I guess that would you say that kind of like drives you outside of like when you're like so involved in the studying here?
Yeah, I think
it's a good outlet.
It's a part of my life.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be 80 and probably still hitting. I'm gonna be out still hitting.
Like go outside.
I'm gonna be
with
still
the
playing. That's my goal. I want to make it to like a long old age so still play. Like I think like
it's good exercise as well.
Yeah. Just for me, also the people, man. I'm telling you, like somehow I've met so many people through tennis.
Yes.
Like
Hey,
I've
so
met,
networking opportunities.
I guess you can look at it. You can look at it that way. Yeah,
I mean,
but like
everything that you do, anything like if
Could be a
you're
networking.
passionate, like you find a circle.
yeah,
you find
bro,
people that
going to the gym could be a networking
I
opportunity.
so many people to the gym. So
Yeah. So I think when you have that mindset, like you just want to like talk to people, make friends, just be that guy, like be sociable, be friendly. Everybody wants a friend.
That's a fact.
I think I really believe in that. Yeah. So yeah,
I think
I'll be.
a friend.
Yeah, man. They were friends.
Yeah, bro.
There you go. I guess we'll see each other on the tennis court sometime.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, one day.
I think that's all the time we have.
Yeah,
today.
Oh, okay.
If you want to shout out your
If people want to contact you,
want to connect you,
Yeah, I mean, I could give you my Instagram.
just shout
My
out
Instagram
where
is
people can-
Jordany, so it's Jordan. Put a Y at the end. .ac. Yeah, that's it.
there you go.
That's it.
So
yeah.
if you guys want to contact this man, if you need help with your tennis rackets,
Yeah,
play some tennis, talk about
maybe I'll do
some-
$12.
There you go.
I'll lower. I don't know.
Yeah, you already know.
We'll do it for free. We'll do it for free.
Jordany, it's been a pleasure to have you
so much,
on.
man.
Thanks so much for coming. I know it's been a long while. We've been trying to get him on. We finally made it happen.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm here.
It's all good, and he's here. And so, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys are interested in more stories like this, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And without further ado, we look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. Stay tuned. And this is your host, Jesse, signing off.
Your boy Rafa, as always.
And Jordany.
Thank you.
See you guys soon.
Deuces.